Everyone. Today we're trying something because I had some ingredients that I wanted to use up, and it's like a toffee concoction kind of thing is what I'm going to call it. So we're starting with a double batch of toffee, and so it's going to be, hold on, I'm consulting the recipe. 1 cup of each. Cool. 1 cup of each type of sugar. Because they're regular batches, like 100 grams, which is a half a cup of sugar. There's one, and then we're gonna do our brown sugar. Just packing it in here. Okay. Going to level that off. Awesome. Okay. Then we need, so I'm going off of the recipe that I have written down as grams, but I'm also going to let you know the other measurements, just if you tend to prefer like cups and just kind of like sticks of butter instead of grams. That's usually what I work with, but I am trying to work a little bit more with grams to be more accurate. Sure. Okay, let's move these out of the way. Alrighty. Okay, so I forgot to get the butter out of the freezer until like right before I went on live. So I'm going to pop it in the microwave just for a little bit so I can cut it in little pieces and it'll melt down easier. At least that's the goal. Excuse me. Okay. I had like things that I needed to use up, so I was just like, maybe I can like use it in different ways. And just kind of create a treat from everything. So have like scrap things from different projects that I've done, and I think this is going to make kind of like a fun treat that I can give to some people for the holidays. At least that's what I'm hoping to be able to do. All right, because this is a double batch, we're doing 4 sticks of unsalted butter. But like I said, I forgot to get them out until right before our live, so they're frozen solid. I'm going to pop them in the microwave just for a little bit, just to thaw a little bit, and it'll be easier to cut them in little pieces and melt them down in here. What are you making? Hello, thank you for joining. I am making, I'm calling it like a toffee concoction. I have some ingredients that I've been wanting to like use up in different ways of different stuff I've had from different projects. So I'm going to do a toffee base, mix some different stuff into it. And it's almost, in my head, kind of like a kitchen sink toffee, if you will, like where you can just kind of like toss some stuff in. And I mean, kitchen sink cookies are delicious. So it's like, I feel like it's going to work out really well. Yummy. Yes, I hope so. Yes. I knew my sister would chime in and be like, yeah, toffee. Oh my goodness. I feel like as soon as I hop on live, my throat's always like, I want to be scratchy. Okay, so we have our sticks of butter. I'm going to pop that in the microwave at half power for, I think, 30 seconds is what we're going to try. Just to kind of get it started a little bit. I don't want to do too much with it. And then I don't always add water, but I think I'm going to add some water. Let's see. water cooks out while it's cooking, but I think I'm gonna do like a half cup. Should be cool because it's double batch again. And then what else? What else? Besides that, we just have our salt and our vanilla extract. Let's check on our butter here. They are still solid. Let's see. I'm just gonna do regular 30 seconds, not at half power, and see how that works. What temp do you take the sugar to? I consult totally blanking on his name. Preppy Kitchen. I consult his recipe. That's like the base. I took his recipe and I just kind of do like a 1 or 2 changes to it, but I believe he takes it up to 300. Thank you for reminding me because I was going to confirm that note really quick. I can't spell today. Oh my god. Okay. Just double checking what he says. He does regular sugar too. I do like to do the mix of the brown sugar and the granulated sugar. Yeah, mixture reaches 300 degrees. That's exactly what we want. Okay. Let's check on our butter. Still fairly hard. I'm going to flip it, cook it for a little bit longer, and then we're just going to cut it in pieces, and it's going to take a little while to melt anyway in there, but I just want to help the process go along a little bit more. Let's do like 25 seconds. And then I don't have notes on what the non-grams measurement is for our salt and our vanilla extract, so I'm just going to use the scale really quick for those. I want to try to see, oh wait, where did you go? Ah, there you go. Okay, so let's see. For salt, we're going to use 8 grams, but I want to see how much that ends up being. So I'm attempting to kind of measure at the same time. Haha, okay, it's about a teaspoon. So for a regular like single batch, it would be half a teaspoon. Vanilla extract, we're doing 9 grams. Which I believe, if I remember correctly from making this before, should be about 2 teaspoons. Double checking. Yeah, somewhere around there. So I'm going to do 4 teaspoons of vanilla. Oop, I went a little bit over, but I don't mind doing that with the vanilla. Hi, it's so good to see you. How are you? I know it's been like so long since I've been on Instagram and all the other stuff. I hope you're having a good holiday season. I like to add all my stuff to the toffee before cooking. I think that he waits to add either the salt and or vanilla, but I like to just chuck everything in there. Okay, and let's check on our butter. Okay, yeah, a lot easier to cut now. And I'm just gonna cut it in little like tablespoon-ish pieces just to make it, again, easier to melt down. Each stick will be like 6 to 8 pieces. Whoop. 6 pieces seems to be easier to cut. Yeah. I'll show you in a sec, and then we can pop this on the stove and start the cooking. Still a little bit hard in the middle, but that's why I'm cutting these into pieces so it'll melt down easier, because like I mentioned, totally is based on taking it out of the freezer. I thought I had some in the fridge. But I've been doing a lot of stuff, obviously, this time of year. Okay. One more stick. So busy. I admire your discipline going every week. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know live, it's like I've been moving my lives around constantly. So this is the first time it's been like the normal day and time in like a month because everything has been so crazy. Looks burnt. No, that's just brown sugar and vanilla that makes it look dark. We just haven't cooked it yet. You're at the beginning of our process right now. Just take this little excess fragments of butter here. All right. Okay, so now we can put this on the stove. And if I remember correctly, it's over, I think I do high heat. Hold on. I don't make this super often. I kind of keep playing around with his recipe a little bit to kind of make it my own a little bit, just like adding the brown sugar instead of all, oh my God, get off of the screen. Reload. You know when ads don't go away. Oh, we're meeting here. Hello, thank you for joining. Let me grab our rubber spatula we'll use to stir. Okay, just kind of get it all down in there. And then we're gonna pop this over. I like to do like a medium high heat. Especially to get it going, I'll turn it up by just a little bit more. And then, so the stuff we're going to mix into this, or that we're going to pour the toffee onto, I haven't decided yet exactly. It depends on how much space I have. I'm thinking the pot's probably too small, but I made some popcorn before our live started, which is why I started a few minutes late, because I was like picking out all the unpopped kernels and stuff like that. But I made some popcorn in the microwave, this thingy, with some avocado oil to help it kind of like retain its texture. So I made just like, I don't know if this is like one batch, but I filled up this little section twice, and then that's like one cooking thing. So that's what I did for this amount of popcorn. And so this is gonna be one of our ingredients. And then I also have some chopped peanuts. Hold on. Some chopped peanuts from a different project that I did back in a little while ago now. So some chopped peanuts that I am going to add to that as well. I'm debating if I want to add any other kind of nuts or if I just want to keep it to just peanuts. But I just wanted to use this, and I just haven't had a chance to do anything with it yet. So this is, again, kind of like just using of different stuff I have. And then I have some, I'm thinking I'm going to just do regular toffee, not put chocolate on top. And then I'm actually going to either break it in pieces or chop it in pieces, depends on how it goes. And then I have all these scraps of like a combination of sprinkles and dark chocolate melting wafers. And this is from all of those no-bake treats that I did. I have this bag plus a couple more. And so I thought it'd be good to use those to coat the pieces in. So it's going to be like little chocolate coated toffee pieces with all this stuff mixed in. I'm debating if I want to mix anything else in, if I want to chop up like some Oreo cookies or do something like that, because I also have those on hand. I don't know, what do you guys think? So we have pretzel and peanuts, And I feel like I want to add like a third thing to it, but I'm going back and forth on that. So let me know what you think. Set that there. And move my vanilla and salt. Okay. Let's see. I think that's everything. Like I said, I'm debating if I want to add anything else. I feel like another thing would be kind of nice, but I also don't want to do too much. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Here, I'll take you over to the stove because right now it's just basically waiting for that. So let me bring you over here. Try and get it. Okay, there you go. So we're just waiting for this guy to do its thing. I can't believe Christmas is less than a week away, honestly. This season, it feels like it just started to be, like it just was the beginning of December. So, but I thought this would be like a really fun treat to include in some like little treat box things for people. So, and I get to use up stuff that I have lying around. So that's like a win-win. Does anybody have any fun Christmas plans or stuff going on this weekend before Christmas? Or are you making anything fun? I always love to know that. Are you making any cookies or any kind of good stuff like that? Got my thermometer ready on the side here too. It's gonna be a while before we get to temp it, but I have to get all the wrapping done. Same. I keep leaving it so late, like so much later than I want to. So I'm hoping to do it before Christmas Eve this time so I can actually enjoy the season. But strategically when my daughter is around. Yeah, that's the hardest part when you live like with family and like it's just to like find times where they're not around and like not like what are you doing? Trying to see what you're wrapping and everything. Like I said, I'm hoping to do that before, but also like I do make a few gifts and it's like I do buy some gifts ahead of time if I have ideas, and then for other people if I'm not sure what to do, then I'll like make them like a treat of some kind. And that's like the only frustrating part is I have to wait until closer usually. And I need to try to wrap it in a manner that she can't guess by the shape. Oh, I like that. Be tricky. I feel like my default lately has been like just gift bags because it's just so easy. Like I'm wrapping a handbag in a ginormous box. I love it. Like you can never guess what this is. It's huge. Oh my gosh. I don't know, a couple years ago, my sister got me, it was like this gigantic bag, like the type of bag where I think that you would do like a bicycle in or like something like that, like a huge bag. And it ended up having a loaf of bread pillow inside of it. Like I could have never guessed what that would have been. But now it's in my office. I have it like on the back of my chair that's my little lounge chair in my office. All right, just waiting for this to do its thing. It does take a while, but toffee is delicious, so it's worth it. Let's see what else is going on. Next week for live, we won't do Friday since it's the day after Christmas. I can't talk today. Oh my gosh, it's the day, since it's the day after Christmas. But I'm thinking about doing one a little bit earlier in the week. Maybe just kind of like a hangout one. So are those dumplings? It does look like dumplings. It's not though. It's little chunks of butter. We're making toffee, so we're just waiting for these to melt down. So it does kind of look like dumplings, so that's really funny. So I will let you guys know about the live situation because I do want to do something. Looks delicious, whatever it is. Thank you. Yeah, we're making a base of toffee that we're gonna mix with some other stuff for like a cool like holiday treat. Or at least what I'm hoping is gonna be a cool holiday treat. That's the goal. So yeah, I'll let you guys know about the live. And then in terms of let's see, our shorts videos, our holiday series continues. Today is the last day of winter week, and then next week we're gonna do kind of like a throwback to some of my favorite things from last year during Christmas week, since it's just so crazy. Um, but some of my favorite things I made in last year's series that was even more intensive than this series. So keep an eye out for all those fun things to take a look on. And then the week after that is going to be New Year week, which is just wild that the end of this year went by so fast. I feel like the beginning of the year kind of had some dragging points, and then it just feels like ever since October hit, it just fit like 3 times the speed. But yeah. Merry Christmas in case you don't go live. Oh, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you too. I think I am going to try and go live because I would like to just even just do like a little hangout live or something like that. Maybe I'm not making something, but I do have a gingerbread kit. I never make it, but it's like I've just had it sitting there for a while. So I don't know. Maybe we could do that on the live. Just kind of like have a chat while I make it. But we shall see. I will let you guys know for sure. What else? Yeah, our series, and then yeah, that's it's so wild that the year is coming to a close so fast, but hoping to at least enjoy. I feel like I'm always just going on like full speed, and then it just kind of like passes by, and just like I want to be able to enjoy it more. So between all the editing stuff and getting the house ready is like a huge project in itself. So it's been crazy, but looking forward to just being able to enjoy. What do you guys do for Christmas? I like to last year my family decided to do just like wear kind of like PJ lounge type stuff. So we're like all very casual. It's just a very comfy Christmas. And we really like that. So we're gonna do that again this year. And my niece, she was only like 3 months old at the time. So she was kind of like just a little nugget, like just didn't know what was going on. But now she has a very big personality, and we're excited to see, her reaction to everything. She already loves all decorations. So it'll be really fun to see her with Christmas this year. Okay, just continuing to do its thing. It does definitely take a while to get there. I think I'm going to up the temperature because it is, or up the heat because it is a double batch. So it'll take longer if I don't. It'll take like a lot longer if I don't up the heat right now. Let's see. Oh, and I didn't mention I have a parchment paper lined sheet pan. I think it's technically like a half sheet pan that's ready with parchment paper on it, so I can. It's like, I always have that ready to go when I'm doing like toffee or caramel or something like that. I always have my pan ready so that I can just grab it out of the off the rack and pour the stuff immediately onto it. Come on, Toffee, do your thing. I don't know. What do you guys think about adding something else? Should I add? I have the popcorn. I have the peanuts. Should I add a cookie element or something else? Like I said, I do have Oreos. I'm just going back and forth. Analysis paralysis, if you will. And I'm also for the week of New Year. I don't know if we're gonna do a live that week. I need to figure out that one. But I will let you guys know. Anything that's already chopped or drizzle Nutella or Biscoff? Oh, I'm thinking. I feel like my mind is just like now they're going in totally different directions. But I love those suggestions. Curious. I wonder how Nutella would be with the toffee. Yeah, I don't have anything specifically chopped, but I have some Oreos that I could like easily chop or break into pieces right now while we're waiting for this thing to do its thing. Because this takes a while. Like Oreos are just such a classic, you know? Just like it's easy just to chop it up and let it do its thing. I will definitely have to keep an eye on this guy. I was gonna say pretzels, but you already have a salty element. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like I already have peanuts. I didn't add salt to the popcorn. I just kind of left it plain. Um, but I was thinking the same thing. Like it needs kind of like another. I mean, it's already sweet, but Oreos makes everything a win. Definitely. You can't go wrong with Oreos. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit now. Gonna keep an eye on this guy. I think I kind of do Oreos. I'm gonna grab those. That's right. I've had so many projects going on. I was like, where did I put the Oreos? Okay. Here, I'll leave you guys to watch this for me while I'm chopping up some Oreos. I'm starting with 6 Oreos. Okay, I need to come back and I'm gonna turn that down even more since I did have it up quite a bit. A bigger pot definitely would have been a better idea. But this is like the biggest heavy bottom saucepan that I have. I think I should probably get a bigger one. That bubbled up way more than I thought it would. Okay, you're gonna go even lower, dude. Okay, that seems to have helped a little bit to turn it down. But I'll need to keep checking on it really quick. So I'm gonna chop, 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 and then keep kind of stirring it once in a while. Okay, we still look good. Okay, it was just that initial thing. Still looking good. I'm starting with 6 Oreos to see if that amount will be good. I think I'm going to do the rest of this little pack I have here. But let's check on our toffee first. see how we're doing here. Okay, I'm gonna chop up some more Oreos while that does its thing. Okay, still look good. So I'm doing 11 Oreos total just because that's what I happen to have left over from this pack I opened to make a couple cookie pops this week. So that's what we're working with right now. Still look good, it's doing its thing. Alright, so I chopped up 11 Oreos. I think I'm happy with that amount because it kind of is close to the amount of peanuts that we're working with. And of course the most stuff that we have is the popcorn. So let's check on how we're doing over here. Stuff was kind of collecting back there. Don't want to mix this too vigorously. Now a little spot here. A little bit that was dripping down the side. Alright, I'm kind of curious. Do you guys like toffee that has nuts with it or plain? I know it's like often paired with nuts, but I've also seen people make it with like peppermint pieces or like other stuff. I saw the peppermint one. I think somebody who made it for like a craft fair. plain. It's hard to beat the just plain simple toffee. It's like, it's always just so good. My sister's also not a fan of nuts being added to everything during the holidays. She was like, why does it have to have nuts? My sister and my brother-in-law, actually, both of them are just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I like it, but also I like the mix. I like to have some things with nuts, some things plain. And toffee, it's like, I feel like I usually keep it on the plain side, actually. Exactly. I knew you'd be chiming in. I knew the nut conversation would bring you to the chat. Okay, just letting it do its thing for a while. And I could have a candy thermometer. I think I have one, but I just haven't gotten out to use it because I don't really temp stuff very much. So I just use this little like digital one. But a candy thermometer would be very helpful. But like I said, I don't make like candy stuff enough where it's like I need the hardball, softball stages. I don't do that kind of thing super often. So okay, just keep doing its thing. I'm gonna temp it out of curiosity just to see what it's at right now. So we're trying to get to 300. It does take a while. Yeah, it's going slow. And because it is a double batch, it will take even longer, but we can just hang out in the meantime. Anybody have any fun New Year's plans? I always just stay home and watch the ball drop while cuddling with my pup and watching a movie. Okay, that's gonna take a while to do this thing for sure. So, going back and forth on how I want to mix everything. I think I'm gonna want to add it to a big old bowl. So I'm gonna prep that right now. Okay, that's gonna take a while to do its thing. I'm gonna bring you over to see this side. Okay, so to do this, I think what I want to do, like I said, this is my first time trying this one. So when I add the toffee, I don't want it to possibly stick. So I'm going to spray this bowl with some nonstick cooking spray. Kind of like when you do like marshmallow treats. It's a really good thing to spray your bowl as well as like the spatulas you're working with. I learned that tip from Bake My Day Mimo, I think is how you say her channel name. I might have that like reversed, but and then we're going to add popcorn. I think I want to add maybe like half of the popcorn I have popped and see if I would want to add the rest to it. I don't want to have too much compared to everything else. And then we have our cookie pieces here. You can see that like the amount is fairly similar to the amount of peanuts. So I think that's a good amount. This is 11 chopped up Oreos. And then I think I'm just gonna go for and add all of our peanuts. So I just wanna have everything ready to go where I can pour the toffee over. And then I have the popcorn on the side for the extras if I do want to add some more of that. Because like with anything, you can always add more, but you can't take it out once you've added it. continuing to let it do its thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes. And then, like I said, I'll do chocolate covered or like chocolate melting wafer covered pieces of toffee. I haven't tried that actually yet. I've done, hold on, I have kind of done that. I think it was last year, Seether, was it last year or the year before that I did, I did make the marshmallow toffee treats for you because I think I coated those in chocolate. I want to say it was last year. So I did like a layer of plain toffee and then I made a layer of homemade marshmallow and put that on top because she loves when I make kind of like, what is it, like the Scotch Mellows from See's Candy, where it's like the or the toffee, or sorry, making toffee, where it's the caramel and the marshmallow covered in chocolate. My sister loves when I make those, that type of stuff. And so I made her both the caramel version and also the toffee one. Yes, I feel like that was last year. Okay. So I did do chocolate covered with that, but usually when I do toffee, which is not super often, it's just like a layer of toffee. Like I did recently, pretzel toffee, which turned out really, really well. I love how that one turned out. Like the salty pretzel really helped to balance sweetness. So, but I just did like the layer of chocolate on top. I didn't, break into pieces and then coat it. But you'll have to remind me. You're like, oh darn, I totally forgot the details. Let's see. I'm gonna give this another stir on the stove. I think I'm gonna give this a little mix, just so that it's like all the toffee doesn't only hit the nuts, kind of like hits everything kind of at the same time. Of course, the popcorn's coming all to the top because it's lighter than everything else, but. Okay. I'm very excited because when I had this idea pop in my head last night, I was like, ooh. Like, I love trying different things that also uses up ingredients I wanted to use anyway. Okay. Yeah, it's just a waiting game at this point. And I think I've done all the updates and everything like that, but I really do think that I'll probably do a live next week. It'll probably be, I'm leaning towards Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but that's Christmas Eve, so maybe Tuesday. As long as everything works out. I'm thinking Tuesday so that we can do kind of like a Christmas hangout. I finally had a chance to decorate my office backdrop for Christmas, so it'll be nice and festive. Then we could do either just like a hangout and chat, or I don't know, maybe try something. If I have some stuff I haven't had a chance to try for the channel yet. Or like I said, there's that gingerbread house. I might just do that. So that'd be a fun one. Do you guys eat gingerbread houses? Like, I always hear people talk about like having, like making them and then them just being like for decoration and no one eats them. I'm not a fan of gingerbread, and neither is like pretty much most of my family. We're just not a gingerbread, we're not into that very much. So like we don't even have gingerbread stuff to begin with, but I'm just kind of curious, like if everybody else actually eats them or if you just kind of have them for like decoration. Get some water. I don't know. My daughter will break a few pieces off after she builds it. Oh, nice. Does she do like the full gingerbread house? Like, I don't think I've actually done an actual gingerbread house. I remember in like grade school doing like a graham cracker house because it was like obviously easier for like little kids. But I would think that would be like, yeah, the best time to have it too is like right after it's made. No, because gingerbread is nasty. I already know what you think, sister. And I remember, was it when we tried the snack crate box, there was something gingerbread or ginger cookie or something like that. And it was like, that was by far one of your top, like, least favorite things I think we had. Aside from that gum, what was it, the Thrills gum? Like, those things were, oh my gosh. I'm gonna bring you back over. I buy kits and she will have friends come over and build them together. And they don't seem to taste good at all. Oh, that's cool for the, like, to buy the kits to have your daughter have, like, her friends over and everything. That sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, the kits, it's like, definitely appreciate it because it has everything you need, but it's also like, it just doesn't have the best flavor. Oh, the memories. I know. I think, didn't we get something recently so we could try it together? I feel like we did. It's been a while. Been years since you've been seen on the channel. Don't do the way they get icing and sprinkles everywhere. You gotta, that's how you gotta do it though. I remember, oh my God, like, blast from the past. When I was a kid and I was in Girl Scouts, we used to do like cookie decorating around the holidays. And of course we were like, we would go and give them to like, it was on like the church campus or something like that. And we would go give it to like the nuns and the priests and stuff. And they were like so nice about it, but they were loaded with sprinkles and frosting and candy, like barely edible at that point, basically. But they were like, oh, thank you. But it was always like, it was a lot of fun to like make it, but it's like we didn't have to eat it. So we are just like, you know, let's pile it on there. I'm gonna attempt this again. I think it's not like every, oh God, we've been watching so many like Hallmark rom-coms for this time of year because my mom loves them. But like they always, like when they're baking or something like that, people always end up throwing like flour at each other, and it's just, we're always looking at each other like, why? Why would you do this? Still not moving super fast. You are going to take a while. I want to be able to turn the temperature up, but turn up a little bit. Hey, baby. My dog's finally up and staring at me. Like, how dare you not have, take me out the 5 seconds after I get up. Labels his dog like to sleep in. I've always been like, I wish that she could be like my little alarm clock, but I end up getting her up a lot of the time. Especially as she's gotten older, I feel like. Teddy sleeps almost all day. Oh my gosh. Especially on rainy days. Yeah, Lily does the same, where it's just like she'll get up because she wants to go potty, but then after that, it's like if it's raining, it's like she's very high energy, but when it's raining, then it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I just want to sleep all day like a cat. But she's also very snuggly. Like as soon as the temperature drops, she's like whining at me, like, I need a cuddle right now. So, or like cuddle with one of us. It's just, She gets very needy. And then during the summer, she's like, wants the attention, but she's also like, ugh, it's too hot to be near you. So I take advantage of the cuddles during the winter because she's like, I want to like just snuggle you. But she also thinks that my bed is her bed during the winter. So she gets like upset if I move and I'm like, this is my bed. You are using my bed too. Definitely tell it's thickened up a lot, so all that water is gone. Or pretty much all the water is gone. Yep, just continue to do its thing. Toffee does take longer than I always like think it's going to when I start it, but again, it's so delicious that it makes up for it. Anybody making anything fun for the holidays? I made some for No Bake Week. I made those macadamia. Well, I did 2 different versions, but the macadamia caramel clusters were a hit. Like a lot of people really enjoyed them, and that's one of those ones where it's like I even kept eating them. Like usually when I make stuff, I'm just like, oh, I've been surrounded by it, so I want to give it to everybody else. But those ones I did have a few more than I feel like I usually do with the treats that I make. So I really like how those ones turned out. And I think I'm gonna make some more of those. I just have to get some more macadamia nuts. But there's like the macadamias, and I like toasted them a little bit more in the oven. It says that they're already roasted, but I wanted a little bit more flavor. And the cookie butter salted caramel on top of it, covered in chocolate. The dark chocolate melting wafer specifically, that are like my favorite brand. It was so good. It's hard to have patience when I just want to like pour this over and see how it turns out, but I know I have to wait. I gotta get to the 300-degree mark. Let's see, has anybody been doing anything fun over the last few weeks for the holidays? I know it's like, it's always so crazy getting like the preparation done that it feels like it's hard to do stuff to really enjoy, but I was able to go with my sister, brother-in-law, and niece last week to this one street in like a nearby town that is like one on the list of one of those places to go in the area. And I don't think I had ever been before, or if I did, it was like as a child, like a long time ago, and I didn't remember it. But it was really cool. We were able to like walk around and check out all these houses, and a lot of them had like little themes of, you know, different Disney or Marvel or Star Wars or different stuff like that, like little characters on their lawn. So that was a lot of fun. And this weekend is family game night. We do that on a monthly basis, but we love the holidays because we have certain holiday themed games. So we do. My sister found these really cool versions of Monopoly for the holidays. So there's Boo-opoly for Halloween, and then Christmas-opoly for Christmas. So everything is themed for all of this stuff. And then she also has like this Christmas trivia deck that doesn't like me very much because everyone else, it seems like, gets all these really easy questions like, what is Rudolph, like the color of Rudolph's nose or something like that. And then I'll get this random question of like, in 1852 on Christmas Day, and it's like the most random piece of trivia ever. So it's always interesting and funny, but also frustrating when those questions pop up. But fun thing I just counted this morning, and we have watched 21 holiday shows and movies so far. Oh my God, you guys have? I'm really surprised with having Aurelia that you've been able to watch that much, actually. Everything has been so busy that I have like the favorites that we like to rewatch every year, of course, like Home Alone and Elf and Die Hard, like all the, like, you know, the classics. We just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Dedication. Let's temp it again to see where we're at. I know it still has more time for sure, but I'm just kind of curious to see how we're doing. Oh, and I don't remember if anybody on here knew, but our oven was also having issues last week. I did a live and we were like making some cookies, but it was just like, it was really troubleshooting it was like not broken. We could still use it, but the temperature was just like one batch of cookies would be soft baked, another batch would be like crispy. It was just really annoying that especially it happened during Christmas cookie week while I was doing that for my channel. I was able to make it work, but it was just like, oh my God, it's so frustrating. So, okay, maybe I could turn this up a little bit more to get it going even more. Oh, let me clean this off. So we finally had our oven fixed this week, which has been like amazing that it, you know, it actually works and like keeps temperature properly and everything. So, yeah, that was a hoot last week. You can see it's like getting even thicker. It's getting a little bit darker with the color. It still has a ways to go. Just let it do its thing. Like if I had some green food gel, it would look like a bubbling cauldron of toffee deliciousness. It actually would be fun to make some different color toffee, kind of like how I did the rainbow caramel back in June. That was a lot of it. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. Okay. Just gotta allow it to do its thing. Let's see, what else? What's everybody's favorite holiday flavor? I'm very curious. I tend to prefer peppermint dark chocolate, but also I love cinnamon and caramel. Like cinnamon and caramel, you could do it like any time of year, but it just feels like extra little holiday during this season. I just love that flavor combo because of like that, just, you know, really nice, nice like deep caramelized flavor with like the spice of the cinnamon. It just feels like it balances so well and it's really tasty. And that's like the cookies that I made, I shared during Christmas cookie week. And those were the cinnamon caramel cookies. And those turned out really well, except for the fact that those were one of the cookies where my oven decided to soft bake some and make them into almost crackers for another batch. So I want to make another set of those where I can actually like properly cook them, because it's when there was like this one batch, or like one style of batch I should say, that turned out really, really well, where it was like this perfect, like I usually am a soft bake person, but it was like a really perfect like chewy cookie, and the flavors of the caramel and the cinnamon just were awesome. It was really, really good. It is arguably my new favorite cookie that I've made. Okay, note to self, start the toffee before a live next time. Oh my goodness, but we're getting there. I just love seeing the color like darken because you can tell like the flavor is just getting better and better. Okay, we're temping it again. I've also started to like cranberry as well. I didn't like it as a kid, but in the right like combo, if it's like a hint of orange with cranberry and especially like dark chocolate paired with it, I love that combo. So good. I feel like there's just so many good flavors around this time of year. I don't really do anything with eggnog though. I did make homemade eggnog like a couple years ago that turned out really well, and then I turned that base into an ice cream. But it's not something that I make regularly, like either homemade eggnog or eggnog things. Ow. I wiped that off and touched a little bit too close to where it was just touching the hot stuff. Okay, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Is anybody traveling for the holidays? I've always thought it would be like simultaneously like a little bit cool, but I'm also, I don't know, I just always like being home for the holidays. I would love to see snow though. Like that would be really cool. Okay, just gonna keep doing its thing. Pop a little thing underneath the bowl so it doesn't go sliding around when I pour this stuff and mix it. Okay, it just keeps going. You can tell like the color already is just like so different. So I'm gonna try temping it again. I can tell it's getting thicker and more of that good flavor we're looking for. But let's see. We're waiting for it to reach 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what we're looking for here. Wait, what the heck? Oh my gosh. Oh, dang it. Okay. It got switched to Celsius. That's what's happening. I was like, it's taking way longer than it should. Okay, so that got darker than I intended, but I think it should still work. It doesn't smell burnt. I can't believe that happened. I never have that in Celsius. That is so crazy. I was wondering, I was like, it is not moving very much. I'm going back and forth on this. Ugh. Let me slide it over. Because it is a lot different than when I usually make it. I kind of want to still see if it turns out though. Maybe we should just go for it. I think I'm gonna add some extra vanilla for funsies though. Just a splash. Ooh. Well, even if you made something multiple times, you can still make mistakes, obviously. I'm hoping it turns out though, but we'll see, I guess. We're just gonna still give it a try. I just used it the other night too, and it was correct. So a little bit frustrating, but we can make it work. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this over. Make sure everything gets coated in the toffee. I don't think I'm gonna need the extra popcorn. Okay. I'm gonna set our extra popcorn to the side. And it's a little bit hot. Okay. Looks burnt, or is it chocolate? It's not chocolate, it's toffee that got temped at the wrong, it was on Celsius, which I didn't realize until just now, but I'm hoping it still turns out. If not, then, you know, mistakes happen sometimes. Let's grab our pan. But I'm always the type of person who likes to take caramel right to that point where it's like super, like a lot of caramel developed, like a lot of flavor. Hoping this turns out, but like I said, this is an experiment, so we'll find out. want to spread very much. I'm going to stick this underneath so it doesn't move too much. Okay, I'm just spreading it out so that I can come back later once it's set. Or I hope it's set. It looks like it's splitting a little bit. Like I said, wanted to try something new. So, yeah, I'm gonna let it chill and then see what happens with it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna set that to this side. It's interesting. It's kind of splitting over here. I need to look into that because, like I said, I haven't made toffee a ton. I've made it a few times and it always turns out. But when you have it, the thermometer set to Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna let it set and see what happens to it. Might not turn out, but at least it was something I gave a try. So I will let you guys know how that turns out later. And because I'm very curious as if it'll actually like harden up. Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But let's see. I think I gave all the updates for everything coming up. Like I said, keep an eye out for next week for the live. Because I'm really sure we're gonna be doing like a holiday hangout kind of thing. And possibly making that gingerbread house. So I will let you guys know for sure later, but in the meantime, yeah, it didn't it didn't totally turn out like I was hoping for this live, but it happens sometimes. So I will let you guys know what how it turns out exactly. But I hope you guys have a really great weekend. Make sure to continue checking out all the shorts videos for our holiday series, and yeah, I hope you guys have, if you don't see me next week on live, then I will be there, but I know that everybody's very busy. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas and holiday season, and I hope to see you guys very soon. In the meantime, have a fabulous weekend. Okay, bye. Thank you. Have a good weekend too.